everyone, and welcome back to Geek Nerd Dork. I am Lynn once again, and look, I'm not by myself. I am joined once again with Erik. Hello, Erik.
Hello.
And down there, Trey. Hello, Trey.
Hello.
And Trey's cat in the background.
Yep. It has to make an appearance.
Yeah,
Part of the cast.
yeah. If we didn't do a show without your cat, there'd be just something wrong.
Mhm.
All right. Well, today, as promised, we are going to talk Skeleton Crew again.
Ooh.
And since we didn't talk last week, we're going to talk about episode 3 and episode 4.
Mhm.
I'm excited. Again, it's Star Wars.
Show's starting to roll.
It is. It's really good. I'm enjoying it thoroughly. So, before we get going in this, any overall thoughts of these last 2 episodes? Anything, your overall feelings for it?
I'm digging the mystery and what they're exposing, and also opening up to more questions. And yeah, I like that part. It's good.
Yes. It's you can't. I don't see where it's going exactly. Where like Ahsoka, you saw where it was going. Acolyte, you saw the same thing 8 times.
Yeah, and I don't know if it was a misdirect, but the not the director, creator of also the Spider-Man stuff,
John
had
Watts
said that it's not very connected. Like it's purposefully not that connected to the Star Wars universe. But I'm a little curious if it's a misdirect, because it seems like there's a lot of potential for it to be pretty darn connected.
Yeah.
But I don't know. We'll see.
All right. Any overall thoughts, Trey?
If I wasn't sold on by the first episode, I'm definitely sold now. I'm actually thoroughly enjoying it.
Yes. Especially,
Yeah, episode 4 was directed by the Everything Everywhere All at Once guys.
I really enjoyed episode 4, but we're getting ahead because we didn't talk about episode 3 yet.
This is true.
So let's go back and talk a little bit about episode 3. A very interesting as an astrogation problem. That was a title and a half.
It seems to be a little blurb of a line from someone in each.
Yeah, I think every episode's been like a line that was in the episode.
Yeah,
and I didn't mention this last time. I kind of like the fact that this show isn't doing like Mandalorian did. Chapter 1, something.
Yeah.
Chapter 2, something. I like that they're just show titles.
Yeah, but they're not doing like Friends, where it's like, the show about whatever.
The one where,
yeah.
So, episode 3 started, and the very beginning was the parents all together, worrying together. Wim's dad, it seems a little
aloof,
a little zoned out,
Yeah, he probably knows more than everybody else or something, I would guess.
Well, he's the one that saw him take off on the ship.
Yes, yeah, he knows that more for sure. I'm a little curious if he knows, because there have to be. Well, she's pretty high up.
Fern's mom.
Yeah, but I would guess he's fairly high up in the data analytics or whatever he does. But
and I like the part where they're like, again. They don't know anything about the Clone Wars. This is just ingrained in my head more. They don't know anything about the Clone Wars. They don't know anything about the Galactic Civil War, the Purge, Palpatine, any of that.
Ooh, we'll have to talk about that later too, because of stuff that happened in episode 4 that was related to some of that stuff. So,
okay, so yeah, I watch this, and I don't know a lot about the High Republic, but I think they think everything's still from the High Republic.
Yeah.
That's what I think. That's my thoughts of where the people on Atten are thinking.
It's also pretty interesting too that I just thought of while we were talking about it, is that it seemed like the Fern's mom was pretty high up and in charge of stuff, but even she's getting information from the robots. Like the droids are like in charge of everything.
But she's also the one that said when the droid's like, "Hey, we can't because they're already gone," and stuff like that. And she's like, "Well, is the supervisor, or was it Fern's dad that said?" One of them said, I mean, Wim's dad or Fern's mom, I don't know who said it. Remember, is the supervisor going to be contacting the Republic?
Yeah. I
Not the
don't
New
remember which one said
Republic,
it.
the
Yes,
Republic.
I think that's the second time they said that. I think they said that in the
Yeah,
first or
everything's been
second episode
the
too.
Republic. Well,
Yes.
and later on in this episode, even more. When we get to when they meet Kim, because there's a little bit blurb in there. All right, so that's where we start. We start with them all worried together, and then we get to the brig, and they're breaking out of the brig, and my and I love the fact that the kids called us out on a thing that we even talked about the last time with John Nawood, not Nawood, Nawood, Jude Law's character.
Jude Law. Yep. This is Jude Law.
Where like if you could have done that the whole time with the key, why didn't you do it before? And he's like, I didn't have a ship before.
Which is true.
It makes perfect sense. Why would he break out of the prison of the brig if he had nowhere to go?
It's as if the writers thought it through and were thinking, hey, people might question this. We should put in something.
Yes. I like that. And then they're breaking it out. He's using force.
Yeah, it's hard to tell.
I mean, he distracted those guards so KB could get by.
Like, I like that they're leaving it nebulous because he could have some little device that can just, shoot a little something out. Or
another thing is I've heard or watched on, I don't remember if I listened to a podcast or watched it on a video on YouTube. Maybe he has broken out of the cell a couple times and he just knows the patterns.
Although we don't know how long he's been in there. I mean, he could have just been there for like a few days or something.
Yeah, that too.
So we don't, or it could have been a year. We don't know.
But he was a captain before, so he knows the pirates.
Yeah, and also I think a lot of the new Star Wars shows have been hinting at everybody has force powers. It's just, some have basically no understanding of it or no skills. Like they just don't, like it's a talent basically. Like you're born with a certain amount, you can hone it and do more with it. And some people, like my guess is he was never a Jedi. He just happened to notice he could do a couple things or something like that. Like,
I don't think. Well, they even say later on in the episode when the kids are questioning him, he's like, "Well, I never said I was a Jedi."
Yeah. Oh, he's definitely been conning them though. Like, this whole thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. Well, so they escape the brig. Another one of my favorite parts of that whole thing, though, when they're escaping and they're all him and KB's like, "Get back!" And everybody gets back, and that droid goes by, and Fern's like, "Oh, look, KB has the Force too."
Yeah.
I will say the humor.
Yeah,
the humor is definitely. I don't know. I've enjoyed more of the.
I really like these kids.
Yeah,
I really like these kids a lot.
Yeah, and plus, he can't be that good because he didn't notice. I mean, if he's so into the Force but didn't even know that they were coming, like
that droid, he couldn't sense the droid.
Yeah.
All right, so they get to the ship, and the kids are like, "What about SM-33? Like, who's that? Our droid. Forget the droid." And they're like, "But what is it? Don't leave no man behind or something." He's like, "That's not
pirate."
That I think.
Yeah.
So they do talk him into going back and getting SM-33. We get a little more because when he's getting the droid, getting him the other pirate is there. He's like, "Oh, he let you out," and stuff like that. So,
but the droids he passes are pretty cool.
The battle droid.
Yeah, there's a battle droid, and then the first one was from, I don't remember if it was in the Jawa.
Yeah,
it
was well, it might have been in the Jawa Sandcrawler too, but you see one walking through Mos Eisley too.
Oh, okay, yeah,
that, and then so but that battle droid, did we win? Before his head falls off.
Yes.
So they get SM-33. He escapes. The kids are arguing a little on the ship about how did he do that. And another thing, how did he make the key move? And Fern lists off like 4 different things.
Mhm.
Like that's how we were all like, well, is it this? Is it this? Is it this? All right, they get the ship, they get back to the ship, they're taking off from the port. And the fuel cable's still attached to the ship.
Was it a fuel cable
I don't know
or
if it was a fuel cable.
or was it like a
some kind of,
locking
it
mechanism?
was some kind. It was tethered somehow to the
Yeah,
port
it was tethered.
still.
Yeah, for sure.
And it's like, oh, I think he said fuel line or something. I don't know.
Yeah, because there's something like that's a strong fuel line because like
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was like, yeah, but I love that, and that's when that wasn't when he had Neil fly the ship. That's later on.
Oh, but I didn't really understand. Maybe you guys can explain it to me. At what point does the error start? Because like the ship is out in space and the cable's whipping through and like hitting the thing. Like, is there a force field shield
If you
something
noticed,
right around the beginning of it, or is it way around the ships, or
well,
where
okay,
is it?
one of the I think it's out like a big bubble. But if you
Okay.
noticed, one of the opening shots, and it shows like the gangplank that goes out in the space where the ships are,
Mhm.
tethered and coming in. You can see under there's this blue, like ripple.
Yes. Yeah.
That's a shield.
Okay, so it's right there at the.
That's a shield and stuff. So it's sort of like the Death Star and stuff, or the ships, and they have that shield when the ships come into land and stuff.
I'm just so used to Star Trek where you actually see it. Like, you go through something and it's like, I guess it's not like that in Star Wars. So.
No.
Get
Better than Star Trek. I mean, yeah. So yeah, that's where so it's like, I don't know how far out it is, but that's what it is. Like that, I think. Plus, it's Star Wars, so we got space wizards. We could do all that stuff.
Yeah, just that's not a problem. It's fine.
This is not the droid. No, wait.
Yeah.
But so when the line breaks, I love that it whiplashes back into the dock.
Yeah, that was cool.
That was pretty
chaos.
Cool. Yes. So they take off. John Norwood, Jude Law, says, I'm going to take you to a friend. I have a friend who can help us, but don't trust her. She might stab you in the back. So he's putting that in their mind of don't trust anybody else, And they get there and they get to this planet. It's an observatory. At first, I thought they were more guns tracking them, but then it's like, oh, these are like telescopes and stuff.
Yeah.
But they get there. We get another new character, Kim, who is half owl, half I don't know
cat thing.
But she was pretty
Hard to
cool.
tell. Yeah,
she was pretty cool looking. I really liked her. And she had the little Lobot headband thing going on too. So yeah, but she catches them coming, and she calls the authorities, and those are New Republic X-wings that she called.
Yeah.
So they get there, and she calls him Crimson Jack. So we got another name for him. So that's 3 names.
Yeah, it gave me feelings of like, was he part of like it reminds me, I don't know why this triggered, but Red Baron, not Snoopy, but the actual Red Baron, in World War I or whatever. It reminded me of, well, maybe was he a pilot or something like that, or Crimson Dawn, which was like part of what's his name?
I'm going to give you a little Star Wars lore here.
All right.
Crimson Jack is a name of a space pirate that debuted in the original Marvel Comics run. And then in the new Marvel Comics, since the Disney acquisition and stuff, they have reintroduced Crimson Jack again much later in the timeline. Now, that Crimson Jack does not look like Jude Law. So are they just using this name?
Yeah, interesting.
Or is it supposed to be him? Is it just another alias? I don't know. Yeah. Plus, Crimson Jack just makes me think of Captain Jack Sparrow.
Yeah, that too.
And we were going for this whole pirate thing. But, so she calls him Crimson Jack. And then she's talking to the kids, and the kids are asking, do you know where this is? And she's like, this is where I think you wanted to talk about something, Eric. She's like, it's one of these worlds, this mythical world of the jewels of the Republic, and all of them were destroyed. The records of them were purposely, erased of where they were and stuff like that.
Well, they purposely said like the old Republic, which I don't know how. Like we've, even with the Acolyte is the High Republic, the end of it. So we've not. Like I like that old Republic stuff because
you think old Republic, you think
Star Wars,
old Republic,
like thousands and thousands of years ago, and
Revan and
I don't know if this is like they've not really touched it too much. No. It's been a lot of High Republic stuff, and I know like your problem is like it's hard to imagine things that are like not explored quite yet.
It could be that these planets
are like but
they're like Fort Knox, like where they kept all of their money, because no one has seen, like they were like, holy crap, that's worth so much that the kids had.
Well, the pirate in episode 2, did he call it Republic credits or Old Republic credits? I don't remember now.
I think he just said Republic credits, but I don't think we've heard Old Republic until episode 3.
Yeah. So, but again, Old Republic's so ambiguous because
they covered thousands of years.
They called it Old Republic. I think Obi-Wan called it the Old Republic. Someone called it Old Republic, I think, in episode 4. So, Old Republic's so ambiguous. I don't know.
Interesting.
But she brings out that scroll, and all these planets, and all of them have been destroyed and stuff like that. And it was hidden. So
yes. And it turns out she's mostly right. Or I guess totally right.
Yeah, well, I think when we get more into the next episode 4. But Jude Law, John Nonwood, or Crimson Jack, or Captain Silvo, whatever his name is.
Jude Law.
He realizes that she's stalling and flips her volume up on her receiver there and hears the chatter of the Republic X-Wings coming in, New Republic X-Wings. And he sort of turns on her then. He's like, see, she's turning on us. And he called them Kim's thugs. He never called them X-Wings or anything. So I think that's more of his, I'm deceiving these kids. I'm not telling them everything, that this is the New Republic and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And stuff.
Yeah, I would guess the story is actually fairly simple. And it's just, he's just trying to, he's just heard there's lots of money where they come from, and he's just trying to get it. And that's all it is.
Yeah.
But he'll, character arc, he'll, turn around. Oh, I actually do like these kids, and I'll
you kind of get this
protect them
in episode 4 too. He kind of likes these kids.
Yeah.
So they take off. They're escaping from Kim's place, and when they get to the ramp of the ship, the kids basically stop him and force him to tell him things that he knows, and that's when he says, well, I never said I was a Jedi. The stuff, and the fact that they said he's like, form a partnership, and was it KB or Fern? I don't remember which one said, no, you're going to work for us.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's that. And then they take off, and this is one of my favorite parts. And it's Neil. Love Neil. When he's like tells Neil to take over, and like, what? And Wim's like, what? Neil.
Yeah.
But do this, and then he takes Fern and Wim to the gunner turrets.
And then Wim didn't care anymore. He's like,
well,
his smile was
Fern's Fern was like,
Yeah.
wait a minute here, and then she gets in it, and then when it gets Wim to his, Wim's like, I'm in.
It was like,
I'm all in. Wim is having the time of his life.
yes.
He is way excited for all of this.
Mm-hmm.
But I was a little concerned, but luckily they didn't actually blow up any X-Wings.
Yeah, I was like, are they gonna like make these kids like take out
Murders.
this-
Like,
Yeah.
these are going to be 10-year-olds that do war crimes.
Mhm.
So yeah, but then when one X-Wing gets hit,
Yeah, one engine
Wim's like-
goes out.
Wim's like, I got him, and Fern's like, no, that was my shot. So yeah. So, but then they escape.
Oh, sorry. The whole time they were doing all this, I was like, they have to make this a ride at one of the Disney parks because, like, it just sounds so awesome. You like just one of you takes this gun, one takes this gun, someone else is Actually, they kind of already did something like
the
that.
Falcon, isn't it? The Falcon.
Yeah, I
ride?
think so. It's the Falcon. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But, I'm like,
But you're not in your own little turret. You're all together in the cockpit.
Yeah, exactly. But I'm like, that'd be super fun, like talking to each other on the radio and stuff. I got him. Stuff like that.
I haven't been to Disney since the Star Wars acquisition. I want to go to Baku. I want to do the Falcon ride. Probably more than anything. Even I hear Rise of Resistance is awesome, but it's the Millennium Falcon.
Yep.
I really want to do that.
Oh, I did. Sorry, I will interrupt real quick.
Okay.
Because I've been 3D printing a lot of stuff. I needed some coasters, so I 3D printed from Galaxy's Edge these coasters and a holder, and so there's a bunch of them. I'll see if I can show them again a bit. This one.
So these are
yeah. And they have
Radcore. That's awesome.
Yeah, exactly. I'll show you all of them, and you can say who they are and all that stuff.
Well, that's your Ewoks.
They turn out pretty well too. It's just
It's Ogo's Cantina.
Yes, yeah, exactly.
Got a Bantha. Yeah.
Yep.
What's this going to be here? Okay, I don't know what this one is.
I don't remember if that was like on a B-wing or something, or I'm not sure what it is, but
I don't know that one. Sorry.
Yes,
those are some Gamorrean axes.
Yes, correct. But yeah, it's got a cool holder. It has Black Spire outpost on the back, and it's all 3D printed. And I printed out 2 more if you guys want one too. So
isn't that swell?
Yes. So,
okay.
Christmas, I guess.
Thanks, Eric.
You're welcome. Okay, sorry.
Okay. Well, but that ends the episode. They take off.
Yep.
So, episode 3, I was super excited. I'm like, I'm in.
Yep.
And then I just watched episode 4.
Mm-hmm.
And now I'm
more
really
in.
Really in.
really in. Oh, episode 4. Can't say I remember. No, Atten. And that's what he says. That's what he said the whole time.
Yep.
Doesn't say he doesn't know what it is. He says, can't say I remember.
Yes, and if you've ever done any writing or studied how they write stuff, anytime the things are repeated on purpose, there's a reason for it.
Yeah, there is. All right, so this episode, any overall thoughts for this episode? Other than it was really awesome?
Yeah, it was really great. It was nice that they featured Neil to sort of like give us some nice moral stuff too, which I thought was really good. So
again, because Neil is the best. Now I don't know after
the moral compass.
After episode 3, I really start to like KB too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
But this one made me go, oh yeah, we're back to Neil. But so they get out of hyperspace, and I'm like, oh my gosh, they got back to Atten in episode 4 because you can see the barrier, you can see the little satellites orbiting and stuff.
But you could tell it immediately wasn't though, because it didn't have any sort of like cloaking thing over it, like any smoke.
I didn't know how it worked.
Okay, well, maybe you could see through it, but not out of it.
Yeah,
But
I don't
I don't know.
know.
I figured immediately. I'm like, that's not it. Like, this isn't the
Oh,
one.
see, I thought, oh my gosh, they got back on episode 4.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
I
thought
was
like
like,
maybe like because everything was like desolate. I was like, oh my god, did like the droids just take everyone out because somebody escaped? Now they have to like do damage
Yeah.
control. I was like, what happened?
Nuked it all.
Like,
oh man,
like, this
I
just
didn't go
got real
that dark. I didn't go that dark. I thought maybe at first I thought they landed in a different part of the planet.
Yeah, that's what I thought at first. I'm like, oh, maybe it's just a different place.
Maybe they landed on the other side.
Mhm.
But so they get there and it's at Akron. We find out later that's where they ended up, and I want to know what happened on that Akron.
Well, clearly, as we learn later, the separatists were there in some fashion.
How do you know the separatists were there?
Well, they had one of their tank things. The other
it
guys.
was a little
That was
different.
a little different than your normal battle droid tank.
I think
Kinda
they just upgraded it. They just added pieces to it. Like it looked the same.
You think it's a hover tank from like episode 1?
I do. Yeah.
Okay.
And we've already seen a battle droid, so we know that they were at least out in
Well, the battle
some
droid
part of
was
space out
the
here.
battle droid was at the pirate place, though.
No, for sure. But I guess I'm just saying that they're coming from somewhere, like, and that was only one droid, so
Yeah.
I don't know how it got there, but
yeah. So I don't know what happened on that planet. But again, like she said, like Kim said in the episode before, they were like destroyed or things like that. Oh, that's something else I didn't mention. Sorry. Going back to episode 3 real quick. When Kim was talking to the kids, asking the kids questions, and one of the kids said, well, we've learned about Coruscant and Alderaan. And Kim says something like, oh, you don't know what happened to Alderaan.
Yeah, because they were like, what war?
Ouch.
Yeah. So see, I'm going back to they're stuck in the High Republic time. Okay, but back to episode 4. Sorry, that just made me think of it. Episode 4, they get to this planet. And it's all, destroyed. Desolate. Not desolate, but
Wait, sorry, can I interrupt? I just
Okay.
it just got me thinking of one thing. I wonder if they're taking almost like, because a lot of Star Wars was based off of Dune, because George Lucas really liked Dune.
he based a lot off of a lot of
Yeah,
stuff.
but it made me think. I'm like, so in Dune they actually outlaw AI completely. So all computations and everything is done by humans.
Mhm.
And then, but it got me thinking that planet has like tons of analysts and data people and stuff. I'm like, why don't you just have droids? Yeah, I'm like, why don't you just have droids do that?
Well, yeah, Neil's like, this is where my mom works, and I'm going to work there.
Yeah, and I'm wondering why that is. Is that like, because also the movies have gone through like, oh, let's do droids. Okay, droids didn't work. Let's do clones. Okay, that didn't work. Let's just use regular old people and stuff. So I'm wondering if like there was some stuff throughout where the old Republic decided like, droids, AI, no good. We're just going to use people to actually do the data analytics and stuff. And so they offload it to these different planets to figure it out, kind of like Dune
their
did.
thinking, their computations and stuff.
Yeah,
don't know. Again, what's happening on these planets? Why is it so isolated? Why is it no one knows about it? Yeah. Why is it hidden?
I'm guessing we're going to probably find out more because they're not necessarily stuck per se because they know that the droid has more information.
Oh yeah,
and I feel like
when we get there,
I feel like I don't know. The next episode may be a little more into figuring out.
Oh yeah,
before they just jump off planet.
All right, so okay, but they get there and they get captured.
Oh, by the two kids. Yeah, who are really adults, but they're kids.
Yeah, I mean.
That does happen a lot, actually, like in African wars and stuff. Like the kids are right in there with the adults with their guns and whatever to try to help. So I think it's that broken and now poor of a world that they kind of have to.
Like, well, they're like, and then their OPs were stolen, and the the leader kid. I don't know what her name was. I don't remember.
Yeah, I forget what her name was.
But she's like, she tells her father, hey, the ones that stole our opies and stuff, and they're going to go get them, and they're training the kids a little, and then Neil, he's not comfortable with this, so she takes him off the side, and then that's Neil in his starting of, I'm thinking, putting thoughts in her head. There's better ways of doing this instead of just fighting.
Yep.
So,
which is pretty interesting because that mirrors a lot of stuff, in our world, like wars and like how do they ever end? It's just one side gets the other, and then the other side gets the other, and then they get back to the other, and
they're never
it
going
just goes
to.
forever.
Neil's like, just talk, and
yeah.
So I mean, this was a Neil episode. Neil got to shine, I think, in this episode.
I mean, he had his own character arc just in this episode, like because he starts off like that, and he, I think, sort of taught the girl some of that, but then the girl taught him some of like, there are times you kind of got to fight, like you're not able to just be a pacifist the whole time.
So, but then Jude Law's character, Jod Nobwood. I'm going to get this eventually.
I don't know. I'm not sure you are. Just give in.
Right, Crimson Jack.
There you go.
But he's going through the kids' stuff. He finds Wim's lunch money. That's what he found there. And then SM-33 stops him. And he's trying to figure out that SM-33 knows more. He's trying, SM-33 said the planet that they're on. He's at Akron. And he's like, what? This isn't. And then he's like, oh, I can't say I know Atten.
Yeah, dude. But he knows that Akron, right? Like he's saying he knows that one. But.
So he's trying to, try to make him think of, trying to help SM-33 remember, trying to figure things out. And as they're walking out on the ship, he's asking him, you remember anything about this, the treasure and stuff? And he's like, I remember these thugs or raiders. I can't remember what he said. But he's like, no, the treasure. And then the fog clears.
I think it was Warriors or something.
Warriors. Was it Warriors? Mm-hmm. I don't remember. Mm-hmm. But then the fog clears and they're all there.
Mm-hmm. I laughed out loud whenever Jude Law's character was just like, okay, just shoot me. Like,
I'm done.
I'm done with this. Just.
I do like they right before that, when you were talking earlier, they did sort of start to make Smee like come across as not just like this, droid that's capable of a bunch of violence. He's kind of a protector. Like he's protecting things. Yeah.
He's protecting kids too until the end of the episode.
Yeah.
Yep. So then Fern, Wim, KB, Neil, they have to go out to lead the raid to get their opies back. And I thought it was great that they hear something in the Jude Law's character coming towards them.
Yeah.
And he whistles and all the opies, and they're all happy again.
I think it's all BS, or I'm a little curious if it's just BS, because it jumped straight from him, basically being captured by them, just shoot me, to I got it taken care of, and I got all the, whatever those animals are called from episode 1.
The opies.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, he said that a few Republic credits.
He did. I don't know. I'm a little leery. Like,
you don't think he paid him credits for the herd?
Well, I mean, Smee didn't want him to have any of the credits, for one. But I mean, maybe he snuck some. But I don't know. I think he's still pretty untrustable at this point. I think he's still a little doing stuff in the background. It was. Why did they jump straight to that? They didn't show it. And they could have cut it for time.
Arguing with them, trying to barter with them.
Yeah, but these episodes are so short. It's like, I mean, this was only like 32 minutes or something. Like, it was really short.
It was still longer than the second episode.
Yeah, but I don't know. I just don't know why they would cut straight to that and not show it unless there's like more going on there.
There might be.
I don't know.
And part of me's not like wholly convinced he did it like just because he likes the kids. I think he still really wants to get.
Oh yeah, he still
treasure.
really wants to get to the treasure.
So like I'm sure by the end he's like going. It's all going to be happy, but I feel like he's definitely still in that. He's a pirate, so he's going to do pirate things, and he's going to do whatever it takes to get that treasure. And so
he's still very invested in the treasure. He's still very invested in that. But he gets them, and then the girl says that she will take them to the tower. It's the supervisor's tower on Manhattan.
Mm-hmm.
And they go up there, and they're finding coordinates for all of the planets.
Wait, if that is the supervisor's tower on Atten, that means that whoever goes up there knows about all the other planets.
Yeah,
for sure.
And I want to know who the supervisor is.
Yeah.
But we're getting ahead of ourselves there. So they go up there and they find coordinates for one of the planets, coordinates for another planet. So they're finding all these coordinates, and they find Atten's pillar, and the coordinates are wiped. And it's like, oh my goodness. So my first thought was, okay, well, you got all the coordinates for all these other planets. Go to this other planet. Because I'm going to guess they have a supervisor tower. Go up their supervisor tower and look for the coordinates.
My guess is, though, it's been hundreds or maybe even thousands of years for these planets. And if one is gone or dead, like the one they're on, the rest of them might be too, except for
well, they basically, I think they are. I think they're all in some kind of a state, because even what Kim said in episode 3 about, everything was destroyed except this one.
Yeah, and that must be that would make me guess that the supervisor is just another droid, because it acts as a firewall between each planet, so that no one actually knows that the other planets exist, but the droids do. They're sort of managing the whole thing, the whole network, basically. So kind of like how a firewall works on a computer.
Yeah. So, but they go up there, and Fern's like, she's had it. She's done, she's stressed out. She doesn't know what to do next. Why is everybody looking at her? She even said that Wim should have been the captain. And Wim's like, no, you got this. You're good. You figured this out. You got us this far. And then it clicks in her head. He's a droid.
They follow orders.
They follow orders. I tell my nanny droid to cover for me, and it does. So she basically uses, I'm the captain. I'm ordering you to tell me, to remember and tell me. And he starts to tell him. And he tells him,
just like human traits are double-edged swords, droid traits are double-edged swords as well.
Because he tells him, yep, the captain, we were here before. Our old captain, he found these. He told me, he made me destroy it. The coordinates off the pillar. Killed everybody that ever saw the coordinates. And then, if anybody ever asks about it, rip them limb for limb. And he starts to go after him. And Neil comes to the rescue.
Yep. He finally gave in to, I can't be a pacifist. I must protect my friends.
And throws a rock.
Yeah, it's just not very good at it.
Rock to a droid fight. I'm just like, okay.
Don't take a rock to a droid fight. Yes.
Yep.
But he gets it, and then John Nodwood, see, getting better. John Nodwood runs up and hits the power switch.
Which he knew where it was.
Well, yeah, he knew where it was because he had to turn him on. Episode 3. Remember? SM-33 was turned off when he got to him to get out of the pirates.
Flipped him on.
Exactly where the power button was.
Yeah, because he activated, and he knew it was like, okay, that's the droid, and then flipped it back off.
Yeah. He did.
Interesting.
It was there, Eric.
No, I believe you. I'm just, it's making me, I'm completely don't believe anything
just
about
don't
that
trust.
character.
You just don't
I don't
trust.
trust
him at
anything
all.
about that character at this point.
Yeah.
No, but it does make me think. Okay, so pirates found this place. So Smee's ship, they're all pirates. There's a captain. So if the captain decided that it was worth hiding, and by the way, the captain doesn't exist anymore. So did he kill himself or tell Smee to kill him?
No,
So even he would know. But why would you hide? What is so important that even pirates would be like,
all right,
no, like we
this
gotta
is
hide
my
this.
thought. This is my thought of what happened because I thought of this when they got to at Akron, you know, and they're going in, and Smee's flying the ship, and the automated landing sequence or something. Someone took over, you know, and he's like, I turned the autopilot off or something. I think when they got to Atten, something like that happened and they crashed.
As in, Smee took the orders so literally. They said, "All right, I'll kill you too."
No, because
Or
there were two skeletons on the ship.
oh, that's true. There were two other ones. Yeah.
I think that they crashed. The captain and whoever the other skeleton is, they killed each other. Smee was damaged and turned off,
Ah,
and that's why the ship was there, buried in the woods for that long.
Yeah. Upside down.
Upside down. So yeah, but I think that's what happened. I think that's how they crashed, and he got stuck there.
But the interesting thing is that the droids that run the planet knew about it. They're circling that area. Like every time, when Wim first gets there, like there's already a droid there. Like they know that it's there.
Mm-hmm.
And it's been covered by dirt and all kinds of stuff. It's been there for a long time. So
the droids that run the planet,
they know all about it.
Are hiding it.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, there's all kinds of stuff going on here. But I think in episode 5 here, we're going to get more of getting in the SM-33's brain.
Yeah.
I think KB is going to figure something out, and they're going to get some more information of what's going on.
Every character's got to be there for a reason, and
well, KB was sort of there for in episode 3 to be like, he was the moral thing, yeah.
But this will be her. This will be her. They each seem to have like an episode where they shine.
It'll be her moment to shine.
This will be her episode. Yeah.
Yeah, episode 5. You think? Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm excited about this. I'm ready for the next episode.
Mm-hmm. It's interesting because I don't remember ever being this. I mean, the initial hype for shows, but like this show is actively like drawing me in to
you're 4 episodes in and you're still sucked in.
Whereas like, I mean, there are moments of Ahsoka. It's okay. I don't think it's awful, but I wasn't necessarily like, oh, I can't wait for the next episode. Whereas this is, I'm like, what is happening? Like, they have something to this show, and I'm not sure
this one is
quite figured out what it is, but I think it's definitely it's so different than anything else that I can think of Star Wars, but also because like when I first saw that there's like a Midwest suburban planet, I'm like, that's really weird. Like, how is that Star Wars? But now like
planet suburbs,
like that's definitely a unique thing to go with. But now it like just feels more Star Wars as it goes on. So I don't know. Fun to
I'm
watch.
a little curious if they're going to do, since it's the same guy who did the 3 Spider-Man movies, the latest ones. I'm a little curious if it's going to be kind of the same idea where the last episode sort of flips the entire show back on itself, where it's like, because in Spider-Man, it's very much everyone gets their memories wiped of Spider-Man. So it's like, it's actually an origin story of Spider-Man, but in a totally different way than the original one. So I'm a little curious if the writers have done something here too, where they're going to flip it kind of on its head to sort of redefine what the whole show you just watched was.
I don't know. And like
Pretty
Trey was
interesting.
saying, this is the first time he remembers being really sucked in. I'm trying to think, did I feel that way about season 1 of Mandalorian? That's the only one I can think that I might have felt the same way. I'm ready for the next week.
For a different reason, but yeah, that one for sure was like that,
Yeah.
but it wasn't like mystery. Like this one's very mysterious. Like there's just like a lot of questions, but Mandalorian made me feel that way. Like it was so awesome. I got to know what happens next.
Yeah. But you're right, Trey. I feel like I'm like more invested in this one than I've
Which
been.
is wild because it's just like, especially with, I mean, it's a big gamble to have like child actors just because I feel like it's hit or miss. And I feel like
all 4 of your main characters are child actors. Yeah.
And I think all of them are really pulling their weight with just everything. Like I said, the first episode, I was like, I don't know if I'd like, I don't know, kids, because they're kind of dumb. I mean, that's what makes kids. But
they're stupid.
It's just like whenever I think
Trey doesn't even have kids, so he doesn't understand this.
There's a reason for it. I'm like, no, I do not want to welcome that into my life right now. But like when Neil was like, he took it very little when he's like going to be back, like stabbed in the back. He's like, why are they going to stab us? Like, and he's like, no, you'll understand when you're older. The kids are growing on me, honestly. So I'm just like, you know what? So it's I don't know. I think you said this very early on in one of the episodes of just like they're bringing fun back into Star Wars.
Oh yeah, this is definitely fun. This is definitely fun.
And this show is going to be the reason why Trey has kids someday.
I'm like, look, we can go on adventures, and sure, it may not be Star Wars. It'll be more like going on an adventure in Lord of the Rings. But
yeah, he's going to truck through Middle Earth though. So
yeah, a little different of a journey, but
yeah,
this is true.
All right, well. But I'm ready for the next episode. Bring it on. Let's go. I gotta wait.
Did they say anything about a season? I know we're like season 2, but like
they've never said anything about a season 2 for this or anything.
Was it originally
supposed to just be a movie? This actually has been done for a while, I think. I think the show, I think they filmed this show and had it pretty much done before Acolyte was done. So, I think this one's been sitting in the can for a while. I don't know. I've not watched any like behind the scenes stuff for this. I know there've been interviews with the kids and stuff, but I haven't watched any of that stuff yet. I'm like, no, I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait till the end to watch anything like that because I want to, I guess, go as fresh into this as I can. But so
it looks like news basically just says they hope to make season 2, but it has not been renewed yet. But they definitely do have plans for other seasons. So
okay, well, so
we'll see.
As long as we don't end on a cliffhanger.
Yeah, that would be bad.
Yeah, that would be bad. Sort of like Acolyte. Oh wait.
Yeah, that one for sure is not getting a season 2.
No, that is not getting a season 2. So, but any final thoughts on this overall season? Episodes 3 and 4?
No, I was just gonna say at first, like I was like, I'm not. I was watching some of the shows with my kids, and then kind of gave up on it after a while. I'm like, they're getting older. Like they're not really gonna enjoy this stuff as much as I do because they're not as big of Star Wars fans as I am. But now, like episode 3 and 4, I'm like, oh, maybe. I'm like, because it's not just about a bunch of little kids. Like there's a bunch of good messages, and there's a bunch of good story. I'm like, it's just overall like kind of good storytelling overall, like regardless of Star Wars, like it's pretty good. I'm like, maybe I will have my kids watch this.
Yeah, well, my kids are older than your kids, so I haven't really watched Star Wars with my kids since I want to say season 5 of Clone Wars.
Yeah,
and now I know my son, he's pretty much done with Star Wars. He's not. And my daughter, she'll still watch stuff. And I tell her about things like, you need to try this one. You need to try this one. I know she's watched some of it, but she hasn't watched everything. But yeah. But then I'm going to watch everything. Because like I said before, I like Star Wars a lot.
It is confirmed.
Yes. Just going to reiterate that point because if you didn't know.
Yes.
This is for the people watching this episode first. I haven't seen the other episodes yet of us, of our show. All right. So with that, we are still sitting at 18 subscribers. 18. I put this request out on the last episode that I did by myself, which was interesting. Of our 18 subscribers, I'm going to guess that those people have friends that like the similar things that they like. I mean, here, 3 guys, we all like the similar things.
That aren't just friends of ours, friends of other people.
Yeah. But so if you have that friend who likes this kind of stuff, share us with them. Say, hey, check this show out. These guys are fun. That Lynn guy, he likes Star Wars a lot. Do that. Share. Like and subscribe to this. Like this video. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed. If you are subscribed, if you're one of those 18 people, thank you. We appreciate it.
And this is a big mystery show, so if we missed anything, let us know. We're curious to learn more as well. So
yes. So yeah. So other than that, until next time, I'm Lynn.
I'm Eric.
And I'm Trey.
All right. Bye.
See ya.
Bye.